Hi, welcome to our company, Mr. Guest and Mrs. Guest. So today we're gonna prepare your financial goals plan since we already talked from the last meeting. So first we're gonna start up with some goals and objectives you already taught us when we do the first meeting. So you guys wanna retire together, which is in 2047 with 155,000 annual spending in today's dollar, right? And you guys also wanna prepare for the children's educational fund. You guys wanna do the undergrad tuition and the high quality law school at the same time. So it's 55,000 for the undergrad school, and for the high quality law school is 70,000. And you guys also wanna prepare some support for Dorora, which is after she runs out of money. That time is 2032. The support would be 50,000 in today's dollar and will increase in 5% annually. And for the emergency fund, you guys want to need 6 months in cash flow and prepare all tax saving vacation and cash flow as the emergency fund. And for you, Mr. Travers, you want to do an internet company in 2012. The initial capital would be 425,000 in today's dollar. After we talk to you about all those goals and objectives, our team get a simple conclusion. That is, use the average return of your portfolio. You can only be able to fund 40% of your goals. And using the expected return, you can be only to get 36 points of our goals. The financial goal of you guys are retirement, support William education, and provide support to Dorora if necessary. And also do the emergency fund and start up an internet company. So even the chance wasn't too high, but we can still get these things done. After all this, we got some weaknesses and strengths we can show you. First, we're gonna start off with some strengths. You guys have a excellent net worth and pretty adopted emergency fund. For the saving ratio and annual income, you guys did a great job. Both you, Mr. Travers and Linda, you guys contribute to the 401k plan. That's a good thing. And especially Linda, still do the traditional IRA, perfect. Travers has a long-term disability insurance coverage with high risk tolerant than the average. And for you guys, good portfolio management. And also however, there are strengths definitely gonna be some weaknesses. The weaknesses of your family is pretty obviously. The terrible management of the debit. And obviously you guys want to retire in a relatively young age. And also induct traditional to the educational fund, and lifetime insurance coverage is also wasn't good. So after show you some basic details, I'm gonna do some analysis and recommendations on the 6 categories. So first, I'm gonna start with some basic, which is the fundamental part. Your emergency fund is pretty good. The emergency fund, including Travers 401k borrowing pension, would be fully supported in approximately 10 months. And your situation of your debit, like I said before, is terrible. The annually house cost of your principal residence are 11.9% of your annual gross income. And however, you can see from the chart, the alternative housing cost is 24.3% of your annual house income. The annual house cost and other debit payment weighted 33.4% of your annual gross income. This is a bad situation that housing cost nearly a quarter of your income. And the total payment of your debit costs 1/3 of your annual gross income. This is too much to repay your debit. What's more, the current liability of your credit card is 50,000. The annual payment of your credit card is only 5,000. the interest of the credit card liability would be 9,000 per year. This is kind of low repayment would increase in your credit card liability. But on the other hand, the saving ratio you guys did excellent. The amount of saving is 14% of your annually disposable income. Do you guys know that the current U.S. Person saving ratio is only like 5.9%? So you guys like 10% higher than the normal families, than the average family, I mean. So since your saving ratio is higher than others, the investment asset is 81.4% of your total net worth. That is an amazing number. Means you guys investment a lot. So in our profession, this is a good criteria. So after the fundamental, we can move on to the.
I have a question. What can I do for my dad?
You can. Oh, right. For your dad. So here is some recommendations for you. You can pay more attention to your repaying your debt, and the repayment of your debt has already become a burden of your family and a threat to your liquidity. However, you should pay off your credit card liability as soon as possible due to the high interest rate. Do you know what the interest rate? Yeah, it's 18%. It's very high. And the second burden is the vacation lot because the debit of the repayment in 4 years. And the annual repayment is 12.4%. Buying a vacation lot is already hurt the liquidity and may put the family into a worse situation when meeting repayment in 4 years later. And like our group said, when you got a chance, you can consider to like refinance the 2 mortgages of your property would be a better idea when you're meeting criteria of refinancing. So after the fundamental, I will like. Is there any questions?
No.
So after the fundamental, let me like show you some risk management part. First, we're gonna start up with life insurance. You mean life is the most important things, right? If you can see from this chart, if Travis dies this year, living expenses would cover until Linda is 95. You can see the life insurance needed is 1.5 million. Your current existing life insurance is 400,000. How we get the 400,000 is you have a whole life insurance which is 250,000, and also a group term insurance is 150,000. So we add it up together because this number. Although you already have like 400,000, you still have a 1.2 million gap you need to fix. This amount is including paying off your liability, paying the 10,000 final expenses and estate taxes. Linda's living expenses until she reaches age 95 and the plan's end. And also, all goals are expecting to start with an internet company without selling any other asset, which is including your resident loss, personal property, your Audi, Porsche, and the Kayaki. And you can see from that one, if Linda does living expenses for you to live until 25, you can see from here is 900,000. And you already have 40,000 life insurance, so you still have around 900,000 gap. This is also including paying off the debits, paying 10,000 final expenses and estate tax, and also for your husband to live until he reaches age 95 and funding all goals without selling any of your stuff. And after the life insurance, I'm gonna show you some another important part, which is disability insurance. Disability insurance proved an important source of you like funding during the time when either of you are unable to work due to illness or injury. This section compares your income needs of your income sources for versus disability period. If Travis to be disabled due to the rest of his working expectancy, you would have a income shortfall every year. You can see from here, the first year shortfall would be 75,000, and the last year shortfall would be 400,000. And like I said, this is not including the Social Security disability benefit. If you take the Social Security benefit, the first year shortfall would be decreasing to 54,000, and the last year would be decreasing to 300,000. If Linda were disabled for the rest of her working expectancy, you would have a shortfall every year. Also the same as here, the first one is not including the Social Security. The first year is 40,000, and the last year will be 400,000. If you take the Social Security disability benefit, the first year would be decreasing to approximately 30,000, and the last year would be like 300,000. And after the disability insurance, we can move on to the long-term care. Although neither of you have like a seriously healthy issue, but one of the great threats of the financial well-being is many people over 50 would possibly end up to some long-term care, either like at home or a assisted living facility or some nursing home. This section demonstrates how expenses could advance you to effect your investment portfolio and how you might protect it with a long-term care policy. You can see from those charts, if travelers tend to be in nursing home at the age of 80 for 3 years, the annual cost in current dollar of around 60,000 and with 60,000 and the inflation at 4.5 annually, the total cost will be around 1.5 million. If Linda turned to a nursing home at age 80 for 3 years, also in current dollar 60 and the inflation with 4.5 annually, the cost would be 2.3 million. If Travis and Linda family member who need long-term care, you should consider to purchasing some long-term care. So, is there any questions for the life insurance part? Yes, Miss Linda.
Yeah, actually, I have a question. I know someone talk about a Medicare program. Do I need to purchase any private insurance for the long-term care? Do you have any recommendation?
Yeah, we do have a recommendation on each insurance. We have a whole recommendation for the risk management. Actually, I'm gonna talk it on the next slide. So I'm gonna start up with the life-term insurance. Like I mentioned before, you have approximately 1.1 million gap for travelers. So you guys need to purchase additional 1.2 million 30 years term life insurance. And for you, Mrs. Linda, you can get this option, the 900,000 for 30-year term life insurance. And for the disability insurance, purchasing a long-term disability insurance for both of you is very important, especially for you, Mrs. Linda. With a 3-month alternative period and 100,000 yearly benefit amount, if you were disabled for the rest of your work life, you would have a 30,000 income during the first year, and from the second year, that's alright. People drop some stuff every time. Don't be worried about. For the second year, you have a income until age 40. You start to have a income shortfall, but you still need to get this stuff. And in the early years, you can see some offset and shortfalls in later years. This calculation is based on the assumption that you will receive your social benefit. So you will receive your Social Security disability benefit. And for the long-term care coverage in Medicare, we back up to your question.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you may be able to take advantage of the long-term care coverage in Medicare program. I will explain like more. Medicare is covering nursing home and home care coverage, but it is limited to the skilled nursing home care rehabilitation in nursing. Medicare is only cover up to only 100 days of skilled nursing care, and only the first days are covered at 100%. It is recommended that you pursue or obtain private long-term care insurance. That's why you want to get a long-term insurance from like a private company. So, if there are any questions for the risk management part?
No, for right now.
For you, Mr.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, let us move to the investment part. So first, we're gonna, after the questionnaire I sent to you on our first meeting, we got a pretty amazing score for your risk tolerance. The risk score for your husband is 8. The risk score for your husband is 800. Is 80. For you, Miss Linda, is 75, and the household is 77, which is way higher than above. Way higher than above. And after the risk, we got a portfolio allocation. Your total asset worth is around 1.5 million in today's market. Your total liability is around 400,000 in today's dollar, and your total net worth is 890,000 in today's dollar. And you can see from here your current portfolio analysis is 6% in cash and cash alternative, and 40% in long-term bond, 20% in value stock, and 2% in growth stock. And also you guys have 57% in stock option. Among the invisible asset, your individual stock amount weighted 8.45%. For the portfolio performance, the weighted average rate is invisible portfolio is 8.83. You can see from here, and which is a little bit lower than you expected. Is 10%. The current risk-free rate is 2.5%. The standard deviation of the portfolio is around 10%. We got a Sharpe ratio, which is 0.612. The Sharpe ratio means like your portfolio makes the Sharpe ratio means that the portfolio is making 0.612 more return of the risk-free return of every 1% change standard deviation your portfolio make. And after the portfolio allocation, we come back to the educational fund. Travis already put like 10,000. Travis already put 10,000 in 592 saving plans, and it would contribute to 500 annually into this plan. They support. So you guys support to like William to like Ivy. Support to a very nice undergrad school, and also want to a high quality law school. So each costs 55,000 and 70,000 in today's dollar, and also increasing at 7% annually. Use the expected rate of return. We got a 1,545 per month saving, or around 2,000 lump sum would be saving made to the tuition. After this, I'm gonna tell you some income tax. So after this, I'm gonna show you some advantages. I'm gonna give you some advances on. I'm gonna give you some recommendation for your investment. due to the first, we're going to talk about the web stock. Due to the FMS, the web stock is only $34 in today. The average excess price for web stock is 24.6. He would access the optional with time access. And also the option can erase the situation liquidity when meeting the repayment. The second reason the web feature is not considered due to the emergency of new technology. Third, the money is accessed can invest into other assets to earn a high return. As Warren Buffett wins the bet of ETF beating for the hedge fund, we recommend you to invest some ETF. It is a wise decision to do that in some ETF, which is a pretty high return right now in now's market. So besides on that, you need to increase in the 592 saving plan. You need to save 1,500 more into the 529 saving plan. Accessing your web option and investing into the plan is a good choice for mainly two reasons. One is reinvestment would earn higher return, and second is Second is the income tax is deferred if you reinvestment the 429 investment saving plan. So after this, I'm gonna show you some income taxation part. So there was a gate are in the 25% margin income tax bracket and in the 15% capital gain tax bracket. This is there is no state tax, which is great. Your current contribution is 96,000 to Traverse 401k plan and 20,000 to Linda's 401k plan, and also 20,000 to Linda's traditional IRA account. Traverse employer Web INC currently contributes 3% to Traverse 401k. The maximum contribution to the DC plan is 17,500 this year. So the maximum contribution to the IRA is 0 this year. The maximum deduction contribution for the 529 saving plans is 22 yearly.
Excuse me. I have a question. I know they will deposit 500 yearly into the 529 saving plans, but consider the income tax benefits of the 529 plans. What amount do you think they should deposit into the plans?
That's a very good question. I think you know some basic information about all those stuff, just you don't know how to do the calculation. That's why you come to our company, that's why you find to us. We got some recommendations for the income tax. This is the number you want. I'm gonna explain more on these numbers. For the education fund for layman's, you guys saving the income tax saving to the 529 plans for William education, because they can making maximum deduction of the 14 yearly into 529, but the yearly is not saving is the 20 is this number into the plan, and you guys also should contribute limited maximum amount into the 401k plan for the tax saving for retirement. Is your answer enough?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. After this, I'm gonna show you some retirement preparation. So for you, Mr. Travis, we will receive a monthly payment around 2,000 per month, which is around 24,000 per year, with starting at the Social Security retirement at your retirement, which is 62. If you disability today, you will receive a monthly payment 2,600 monthly, or yearly payment is 31,000 from Social Security starting at today. If you, Mr. Travis, dies today, Linda will receive a monthly payment 2,000 or a yearly payment 24,000 from Social Security start at today. And William will also receive the same payment from Social Security as well. Linda will receive a monthly payment 2,600 monthly or yearly payment 32,000 from Social Security at her age of 60. On the other hand, for you, Mrs. Linda, you will receive a payment approximately 1,000 per year and per month, and 12 and around 13,000 per year for Social Security when you reach age 22. If you disability today, you will receive a monthly payment around 1,500 per month, and around 18,000 per year. That's mainly 18,000 per year. If you die today, your husband, Travis, will receive a monthly payment 11,000. 1,000. Sorry, 1,100 monthly, and 13,000 annually from the Social Security start at today. And your son Williams will receive the same payment from the Social Security benefit. Your husband Travis will receive a monthly payment of 1,500 monthly, and yearly is 18,000 from the Social Security when he reaches age 60. And the income for the also the income for the 401k and 401k for both at Travis retirement age, which is age 62. The 401k balance would be this number around like 4.5 million or 1.8 million in today's dollar. So you can withdraw around 40,000 per year at age 62, and 16,000 in today's dollar. And also, if Linda retires at age of 54, Linda retires at age 53, the 401k balance would be 1.3 million, or 55,000 in today's dollar. You can start withdraw like you can start withdraw 11,000 per year when you reach the age of 62, or you can withdraw 4,600 in today's dollar. The weaknesses is Linda's 401k is her employer does not making any matches to contribution to her account. And the traditional IRA for Linda don't make any contribution. Linda does not make any contribution to the IRA anymore. The balance is 20,000 in today's dollar. This is a weakness to support support you guys' retirement. And there is also a ESOP of Linda. ESOP current balance is 20,000, and her employers did not make any contributions to her annual to her account in recent 2 years. Although the employer said they would contribute to ESOP in perfectable year, since the ESOP does not predict the retirement asset for Linda. So after we did all this, we got a retirement needed analysis. Both of you guys will retire at age. Both of you guys will retire at the year 2047. So your life expectancy would be 95 for both. You will retire with 155,000 per year in today's dollar. And for your travels, want Rita to maintaining the same income even if you die. So you guys Social Security and 401k current 401ks are fully report their retirement needed right now. I got some recommendations for the retirement preparation. Honestly, you guys did a really great job on the retirement. I couldn't recommend you anything because Linda can contribute to the RIA, which makes family security update is fully support for like you guys retirement. So I can move on to the estate planning pretty easily. Estate planning is pretty easily. So if Travis deceased Linda, the predicted cost would be like 166 per year. Would be 166% per year, and give you 5 million. But the net asset for Gates is 暂停。